Check, check, check. Okay, we are live. We're going to start in a couple of minutes. I got my new mic going today. I decided to switch out my condenser for this standard cardioid mic. I'm not exactly sure what you'd call it, but you're not going to get a lot of that little sensitive clicks that you get with the condenser, so it should be better. The sound quality won't be as good, but I'd rather have it be like this than have it be triggering itself every time I touch my desk. So this is better. And we'll just hang on a couple of minutes here. We'll get started at right around 2. And we'll just see if anyone will join us today. My original plan for today was to work on the optic collab, but I need some more time to listen to it and kind of process what he's got going on and think about some new ideas for it. I thought this would be a good opportunity to go and do some more iOS stuff. We'll do some sound design. And we're going to explore Electribe Wave, which is a Groovebox wavetable synth. I'm going to pull this up on my phone, make sure the audio is working properly. And it is, so that's very good. So let's grab our water, coffee, smokes, whatever you got. Not smokes, not cigs. If you want to smoke cigs, go ahead, but I wouldn't recommend it. Talking about the other stuff. Especially coffee today. Coffee's the big one. I'm going to mute the old sphere here. And let's hop over to Scene of Mia. And here we are. We're in Ableton, but we also got our iPad screen open, and we're looking at Electribe Wave. Now this is it's a wavetable synth. It's got a lot of different wavetables in it. You can't import your own. You're kind of stuck with what they give you, but what do you want? It's iOS. It's not going to be as fully featured as something like Serum, obviously. Hey, coffee table sex. How you doing? Coffee indeed. It's the deal. It has to go on. And we do have a coffee command if you want to do the coffee command. But yeah, welcome. We're going to be looking at Electribe Wave. If you missed my other intro, this is Electribe Wave. It's a Groovebox wavetable synth. It comes with all these preloaded wavetables, a couple different packs. And I've got my new mic rocking today because the condenser was annoying the fuck out of me. It has 13 gallons. I love the number 13. Hell yeah. I'm glad you got that 13 there. So yeah, this is... Hopefully you can hear this, correct? Is your lucky number. Hell yeah. I think it's a good number. I don't see why there's so much superstition surrounding it. I'm sure there's some sort of historical reason as to why, but I never really looked into it. So yeah, today we're just going to do we're just going to chill out. We're going to go through Electribe Wave and talk about the features and whatnot, and do some sound design. And we'll see what we can get. I think this is going to be one of my new go-tos for doing Tendrel TV. in terms of like my auxiliary instruments outside of Ableton. I have been using Korg Gadget a lot. And if you can't tell, I'm a huge fan of the Korg stuff. It's sort of low grade, but it's like awesome because it's really unique. So let's find a wavetable we want to work with here. All right, let's go with that Borg. And there's quite a bit of stuff here. You got your mixer page, and you can send master effects to any of the sounds. You can do panning and volume, all that kind of stuff, solo, mute. You got your sound page. There's a sequencer. And there's a really unique feature with this chord pad. You can, when you put your notes in the sequencer, you can grab chords and like store them in these pads, which they're all blank right now, but you can do the motion sequencing. You can record stuff in real time, and then it'll show up in here and you can edit it. And then there's the utility page where you can kind of string stuff together. And then if you go into a song, you can go into here and you can string together all your patterns and do mutes and solos to make up a composition. You say, no reason would be a good one. Numbers arbitrary. Yes, for sure. Though to be fair, all words are messed up. They are, right? Words are just they're mouth noises, what Terence McKenna called small mouth noises. And they're to like, what are they? They're just sounds we make with our face that represent a thing. But that thing might be different to different people. So we're going to be back in patterns here. We're going to go back to our keyboard. And let's just mess around with this. And bear with me today. I'm not doing as well as I was yesterday, so I'm standing up. This might be a more comfortable position for me. So let's just get into it. Of course, we'll go into the ARP later, but you got your voice. You can do monophonic or polyphonic. There's two mono modes. I think one of them is a retrigger and one's a non-retrigger. So like legato. And you got your glide. So we'll leave it in poly for right now. And then within the oscillator section, you got your wavetable position. That's fucking great, though. You have the digital version of the setup in front of me. Digital version of the setup. What do you mean? Dig? Dig. You got your envelope generator intensity, which corresponds to this EG section here. And if you want to use, right now it's set on gate. If you want the envelope generator to do a traditional ADR, this one doesn't have sustain for whatever reason. I guess they figured you don't need sustain. But you switch it over to EG instead of gate, and then you can do. And you got, if you want to do a slow attack, do it that way. Maybe we'll actually put it on mono. Oh, do you actually have one of the Electribe's coffee table sex? You literally just got this all hooked up today. Okay. Interesting. I would love to see. Why don't you, if you're up to it, post some pics in the Discord. Let us see what your setup looks like, because I'm really interested to know how people set their studios up and different configurations of gear. It's always very interesting to me. We'll leave the envelope generator intensity on 0 for right now. We'll leave the position there, but we're going to end up modulating the position with one of these. Probably the position. That's always a good one to modulate. You say, what have you got there? Sequencer, keyboard, and what else? So, and do you mean just in this app? Oh, another thing about this that's really nice, you can go into here and you can set your scale. Since this is not really a traditional keyboard, this is actually kind of more akin to the Korg Volcas. Hey, Subvids, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Today we're doing Korg Electribe stuff. Electribe Wave, actually. This is on iOS. It's a really fun Groovebox wavetable synth. So welcome to the stream. If this is your first time, so I would encourage you to check out my VODs if you haven't yet. I've got a lot of live performance stuff and a lot of videos about sound design, a lot of art stuff. Sorry, I missed a lot of that fucking phone. Oh, coffee tables. Coffee table sex. Yeah, you got your new different scales. You set your key, octave position, octave range, scale step, all that good stuff. And if we go over here into the oscillator, there's another option here you get. Solar panel salesman. You could do different modulation types on the oscillator itself, not having to do with the actual two modulation sections. So you got sync, which is, let's go through them. Sync is as if there were two oscillators and you sync them together. Cross mod. Cross mod is sort of the same thing as FM. It's that familiar FM sound. And VPM is variable phase modulation, I believe. You say, so would you all that an analog synth emulator? Would you call that an analog synth emulator? Kinda, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a digital synth, which could technically be turned into an analog synth, I suppose. But it's like a totally unique thing. There's like, I don't know, there are physical Korg Electribes, but they do things that you can't do here, and this does things that you couldn't necessarily do on hardware. So like here you've got, I mean, you could do this on hardware, but you have this XY pad. Subviz says, I can't see past videos here on Twitch. Yes, I do. I've clipped all of them, and they're all the full clip of the whole video, so everything should be there, most everything that I've ever done. And then, yes, on YouTube, if you go to my link tree, you can find my YouTube there. My YouTube name is Tendrel. Tendrel is my music moniker. Phosphor Visual is the umbrella, which everything exists under. So Tendrel exists under the umbrella of Phosphor. So here I'm Phosphor, and on YouTube I had to switch to Tendrel because I got copyright claims on my Tendrel album, which was on the Phosphor page, so I changed it to Tendrel page. So that's the story behind that. And yes, they're all different. Everything's different. So yeah, here you got a Chaos pad, which is the classic Korg thing. You could do all different, you can affect the different sections of the synth with each of these pages. We might go into that later, but for now, let's stick over to this. Cheers. So I believe I can get a joystick to function like that pad does using MIDI. Yes, I've thought about that before. I was looking for a while for a joystick, but they all seem to be CV. So you need something, it's like an extra step where you got to convert the CV to MIDI. I know there's a joystick module that I saw recently. I think it's a Dope for module that does joystick stuff. Okay, so then here, Back in the oscillator, VPM is variable phase modulation. What else we got? We got narrow. I think narrow is, yeah. That is pulse width. You can hear that classic pulse width sound. Reflect? I'm not sure what reflect does. It almost sounds like a chorus kind of deal. And then you can also do sub-oscillator. So if you want to get a sub-oscillator going in here, you have to kind of use up that mod slot, or the oscillator mod. If you want to make a bass sound, this is probably what you want to use, but I think today we're going to do maybe not that. Maybe we'll do phase modulation. And we're going to try and modulate that. Resonance, I assume, like an LFO or a second waveform stacked. Yes, something like that. Some sort of chorus, I don't know, flangey kind of thing. And then, okay, so that's the oscillator section. And then we've got the filter. You can set it to high pass, low pass, or band pass. And just really basic cutoff, resonance, and envelope generator intensity. And then we got unison. And in this case, I have the iPad running in as mono, so you're not going to hear the two different voices, but you're still going to hear the effect of it. We'll do 3 voices. And then we've got our amp level. I guess this would be your overall volume besides the mixer. And then you got your envelope, ADR, no sustain on this one. Got IFX. There's a ton of IFX insert effects you can do here. I tend to be partial to the more glitchy stuff, and I think we're going to do something like that today, a more of a glitchy kind of, you know what, I don't know what we're going to do today. We're going to figure it out. Let's get that first hydration check, y'all. I think what I want to do use this first modulation section to modulate the IFX1, and maybe we'll use the second one to do IFX2. And in this case, the way you change the shape of the LFO, you can't like draw them in or anything. You have these preset shapes, but you can change the shape by adjusting this, and you can see that some of them are different. Like this one's got like a saw curve, but it'll do the slope. This one is sort of a sample and hold, and it morphs from like a square sample and hold to a triangle. It goes like from triangle through square back to triangle again. And then you got triangle that kind of becomes a McDonald's golden arches shape. You got a pulse width kind of shape. And you got a ramp up and ramp down where it kind of flips over. Maybe we'll stick with the sample and hold. Maybe we'll link these to the BPM. Maybe instead of doing both of the mods on the IFX, maybe we'll set one to the wavetable position. And there you can see how it moves. Maybe we'll play around with some different wavetables too. Let's go to a different one. Maybe instead of phase modulation, let's try the X mod. I like that, it's fun. And maybe this is a good time to, since we went through the entire synth page, and what you get with this is kind of, you get different, you can use 8 different synths. For now, we were actually on 5. I don't know why I started on 5, but, and you also got your drums. And you can set your drum sounds in here. You can bring in your own sounds if you want. But there's a ton of different drum sounds you can use here. But we're going to focus on the sounds. So let's make a bank of 8 sounds, and we'll use those in our live sets. And I'll go back to 1. Let's actually save. We'll do our first save. So you tap the top box there with the name, and you go save, and you click on what you want to save on, and you save. And just for fun, let's take a look at some of the other stuff I've made, so maybe you can get an idea of what you can kind of make with this. Oh man, the mixing on these are so bad, but you can do a lot of different kind of things with this. Another awesome thing about this and a lot of the core gaps is that you can go, you can export them as .als files, and then you can bring them right into Ableton. So it'll bounce down all your tracks, and then when you open up the ALS, you'll have a channel for every sound, which is pretty awesome. And you can also bounce them out as audio copy, so you could bring them into other apps, and you can send them to iTunes file sharing, all this kind of stuff. And you can set if it's 16-bit or 24-bit, and you can choose which tracks you want to do, all kinds of stuff. So it's pretty useful. If you ever want to get out of your studio and make music somewhere else, it's really fun to be able to just grab an iPad and go and do stuff, and then know that you'll be able to do something meaningful with it later. Where were we? We were here. Tendrel tests. Okay, so let's go back to our synths, and we'll just make a bank of 8 synths. Like that one, fat brass. You know what? I think maybe we should just record everything we're doing here. Make a new track here. Hold on. Got this all stacked up on top of my computer. I'm going to insert an audio track. It's going to be like that. And another thing I have inside this project file right now is actually the Optic collab. I have all 4 versions of the collab, so maybe we'll take a listen to that in a little bit. Okay, great. So one thing I would love to see on this, and something I think should be standard on any synth of any kind, whether digital or analog, is a hold button. Like, I just want to hold a note. Or a bunch of notes. Hold a chord, a note, whatever. You say, my sequencer and drum machine are battery powered. Ooh, very nice. AA. So I can take one or both and a patch cable and sit on the couch or go outside. Yeah. Sitting on the couch is the move. Okay. So you got your basic ARP. I don't know if we're going to use the ARP, but you got your, your gate setting, a bunch of different up, down kind of, and then your speed, just really basic stuff. Now, for the destinations, there's not a ton of destinations. You get pitch, oscillator position, wavetable position, the mod depth, which I think we're going to do mod depth. could use a 5-volt phone charger and bring the AFX station as well once I get the MIDI working. Oh, hell yeah. That sounds awesome. And with the Electribe example too, which by the way, those Electribe samples are not from this. They're from the hardware Electribe. But welcome. Heyo. Heyo. That's like the, who was that guy? On the late night show, the Johnny Carson show, who it was like, heyo. I can't remember the guy's name. So this G you want? What? Dude, what's going on with your typos? You have typos in like every single message. Paul Schaefer? No, not that guy. He was the band leader for I think for Letterman. I'm talking about what's the guy's name? Not Don Pardo, the guy that was wireless is cutting out. Oh, okay. Johnny Carson, who was the guy that was like, when Johnny Carson would tell a joke, I think it was Johnny Carson, the other guy would be like, hey-o. That's what M reminds me of. And now that M's here, let's do a stretch. Since I've been drinking so much coffee and water, I might have to use the restroom already. Stretch. And yes, I have my new mic set up today, so it might not sound quite as good, but you get the idea. And it's not going to make little ting, ting, ting things because it's so sensitive. You have no dad jokes ready. Oh, but the thing is, on this, there's no sustain. The envelope is only attack, decay, and release. There's no sustain. Which is actually a step up from the hardware Electribe I have, which has an attack. It actually has attack, decay, release, but it doesn't have... two of them are on one knob, so it's like decay and release are on one knob. But yeah, it kind of drives me crazy when there's no hold. But we deal with it. I guess you could put a note into the sequencer and just let it run, but... Another thing here with the mod section, you can set it to BPM sync or free running, and then these key 1 and key 2, I believe, is a retrigger. If you have it off, you're going to get a different position each time because it's running freely. And then if you have it on key, it'll retrigger from the beginning every time. Ooh, a sustain pedal. That's always a good move. I had a sustain pedal hooked up to my live rig for a while, but I was realizing I'd never used it, so I just took it out. Ooh, that's really nice. Maybe we don't need quite as much release there. Let's maybe even just record a quick little drum pattern. We'll even drop it in. see, like, very quickly you can get a little groove going on. Hey, Paul, how you doing, man? Welcome to the show. Today we're looking at Korg Electribe Wave, and we're recording all this to make some samples, and we're just kind of going through all the features and whatnot. And I think this is going to be a new series I'm doing, which is called Tendrel Tests. M says, okay, a little slow, but I got my dad joke ready. Okay, here we go with the dad jokes, everybody. Paula will appreciate these. Doing good, looks fun. It is very fun. I love the Korg stuff. It's very limited in what it can do sometimes, but it's very unique. Like, there's no other, I don't know of another synth like this on iOS or anywhere. It's like a very unique thing. Even though it's very limited, you only get one oscillator, or one voice per oscillator. You can like stack 8 different synths, so it's really fun. And then you got the drums and everything, and like. It has your classic step sequencer where you drop notes in. So you can really quickly have it get totally out of hand. Honestly, I think aside from like finger drumming and recording drum loops in real time, a step sequencer like this might be my favorite way to input drum data, because it's really quick, and especially here you can jump between sounds really quickly, and then just drop in whatever you need. And now if we go to the sequence we recorded, that one note there, actually it's 2 notes now. But we're not going to mess with that. We're just going to make sounds. And then maybe later we'll put them make a track with them, or at least export them. Paul says, I have the Wave Station and Electribe iOS apps. Awesome. Yeah, the original Electribe iOS app is very cool. I haven't used it much, but it's great for what it is. It's kind of a recreation of is it the EMX or the ESX? Those two, the red one. Or it's not the EA. I think the EA was the first one, maybe. I can't remember. There's so many different. I can't remember model numbers. ER1. Okay, right on. And okay, here's Hey, Jumpstick, welcome. So M's got a dad joke. She says, "How do astronauts stay awake in the dark?" Wait, M, did you leave us hanging on that one? Dang it, I already thought of a better one. So wait, no, I want the punchline to the astronaut staying awake in the dark one. Dude, you can't leave us hanging like that. Okay, but then she says, how do astronauts go shopping? They use Starbucks. Boom. That's a good one, Em. Okay, so let's continue. Let's do some unison. And again, I have this going into Ableton in mono because that's the only way I could plug it into my audio interface right now, so we'll just deal with that. M says, oh gosh, they drink Starbucks was the first one, but the second was better. Paul says, I have Mark II and Mark III Electribe rhythm hardware. Is awesome. I haven't played in ages, but definitely nice groove boxes. Yeah. So I have the only hardware Electribe I have is the Electribe 2. I can't remember the actual model number of it, but it's the one with the 2 rows of 8 pads on the bottom, the drum pads, the blue one and the red one. Actually, I have the blue one, which is the synth model. And it's also, besides being a synth, it's also a really awesome MIDI sequencer. So if you have a lot of MIDI gear you want to sequence, it's a good way to do that. Because each part or each pad sends a different MIDI channel. And M says, this is why I like doing them when you're gone. I crack under pressure. Oh, you have the gray one. Okay, you know what? I had a gray one too, and the LCD screen crapped out on me. And I was like, I'm gonna get another screen, but I just never did. So I went and just bought the updated blue version, which has, it's the same thing, but the pads are slightly more raised, and the form factor is, there's like a little slope on the original that's not on this one, maybe slightly less of a slope, so all the pads are at the same height. But I do eventually want to go back and get a new LCD screen, because this thing is just sitting there. It works, except the screen doesn't work, so I don't know where I am. But yeah, highly recommend. It's like a great little groove box, which you can also battery power and take and sit on the couch with. It's a lot of fun. I composed a lot of stuff on it back in the day when I first got it. Yeah, the only real difference, I think, is the pads are slightly more raised and uniform on the blue one. And, of course, I guess they shipped it with a newer firmware. But that's really it, I think. So let's continue. Let's see what kind of effects we can put on this. Maybe a nice comb. Ooh, Coffee Table left us a... Oh, cool. Is this your Instagram? I've been meaning to go and ask you where that was so I could follow you. Whoa, dude. Okay, hold on. I have to... Oh, you're nonchalant nonsense. I got you. Very cool. Oh, and you have the, is that the Roland 808, the boutique 808? And you've got an Akai, the MPD 216, I think, or whatever the smaller one is, yeah. And this, that's the AFX station, yes. Very nice. And I can see you're watching me on the other screen over here. Very nice. What kind of monitors are those? And then this X1 43C. TR08, okay. There's so many 808 clones out there now, it's ridiculous. Like there's the, of course, the Behringer ones, the highly controversial Behringer. Did y'all see when Behringer got called out by Arturia on social media for copying their the key step? I'm talking about the speakers. Looks like a nice little set of monitors. This is Roland's remake. Boo Behringer. Yeah, they really just kind of like, I'm not going to say they copy everything. They kind of they're keeping the old synths and drum machines alive in a way. I guess for some people that's not cool, but I think it's pretty cool. And they do make original stuff too, like the Neutron. If Jay Hunt is listening right now, Jay Hunt has a Neutron. He knows what's up. I think Paul has one too, right? I would assume Paul has a Neutron. No, okay. Okay, so let us go back. And we're going to continue. Here we are again. Okay, so let's make another sound. So we got, and that's a great thing about this, where it doesn't have a crazy amount of features, but you can make a nice sound quickly. So that's our sound 1. so let's hop over to synth number 2. Start over again. No Behringer synths here. Looked at the DeepMind 12, but bought the Sledge instead. Oh yeah, the Sledge, that orange thing, right? It looks really nice. Tell you what, I gotta use the restroom, y'all, so hang out. I'll be right back. You say mine is the blackface edition. What? The boutique drum machine now. Okay, so let's get that hydration check and coffee check again. Once again, I have to recommend putting peppermint tea in your coffee because it's fucking delicious. Lots of hardware here, but these days I'm basically producing in the box, VCV and VSTs. Right on, Paul, yeah. And these mints in coffee. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Those chocolate minty things. Stream, once again, has been powered by lots of coffee. Let's do a quick little smoke, too. A little bit of indica. Oh, Coffee Table Sex has a quote for us here. I think it's supposed to say though, right? Not ho. Ho. Though the TR-08 is physically smaller than its predecessor, with the width of 12 and 1/8 inches and depth of only 5 and 1/8 inches, it's a near exact homage to the TR-808 from the colors used, the shape of its sequencer buttons, and of course, the recreation of the instrument's original sounds. Cool. So let's keep going here. We got a brand new oscillator. Take a look. Maybe go into the atmospheric ones. In addition to all these wavetables, they also give you some PCM samples. With these, you can't like adjust the position. They're just kind of one-shot samples. You can get that cheesy kind of string sound if you want. There's a ton of stuff in here. Say, I would be hoarding those Roland boutiques, but hardware moratorium here. But I won't F with the Roland Cloud shit. Roland Cloud. Oh, is that like the IRA stuff? Where the you can upload different sets of sounds to your hardware synth? Not sure what I'm huffing here, indica or hybrid. Hey, if it gets the job done, I say do it. waveform is kind of nice. Ooh, I like that one. Let's go with that echo vibe. Well, it does kind of have like, it's like a sync, oscillator sync kind of thing, but it has almost, yeah, like an echo built into it, into the wavetable. Say, oh man, this is fun. Virtualizing the Roland hardware. Oh, okay, I gotcha. Bay 808. Gotta love some nice glide. Modulate the position with... I have a tendency with the synth to always go for the sample and hold, or most of the time to go with the sample and hold shape. Maybe we'll start off with the effects. Well, we already started, but let's go into the effects for this. Maybe mod delay. And you'll probably notice, Paul, a lot of these effects and stuff, and the kind of architecture of this is very similar to the Electribe, the gray one. Because it has, like there's the edit knob, which is actually the wavetable for each oscillator. You say, is there a companion software / editor for it? For this? No, this is it. Oh, wait, are you talking to coffee tables? I missed a bunch of stuff here. Hang on, let me see what y'all are saying here. Sequencer just works without anything besides plug-in in their MIDI cable, no programming. It's easier to use and sounds good to you. It's a winner, yes. Just plus and play, plug and play. Then I can mess with settings and add assignments later. But it's not like setting up a USB controller. Cool, okay. Ooh, I like that mod delay. sound. Say signal comes from sequencer and by default triggers a high C or wherever it's at, okay? Ooh, that is a dub screamer. Let's go dub screamer. Let's try FM screamer. Ooh, that's a good one too. I think what I'm going to end up doing with this synth is like using it as for my live sets and actually hooking it up to the Electribe, the physical one, to use the knobs in there. Because a lot of them you can when you go in here, where is it? You do MIDI learn, and then you can just learn all your knobs, and then actually some of them already line up. Like they have 74 as like the typical filter cutoff setting. They have that set up already, so a lot of them already line up, which is nice. Because it's Korg. See if we can make this sweep. Oh, cool! You'll take a video. That's awesome. I'd love to see that. You can put it in the Discord. We're gonna need a coffee tables command. That's what we're gonna think about after stream today. We're doing good here, y'all. We're about an hour in. Looking at Korg Electribe Wave on iOS. We are recording everything so we can make a sample pack later. M says, I whispered you your list, Foss. I'm sorry, I can't help it. What list? I have a list? Did you make a list? Okay, let's do a save check. And go save, Tendrel tests, save. I know, yeah, also in here, this is where you can set the length of your sequence, which corresponds to this thing down here under the Korg logo. You can have up to 8 bars, and you can set last step, which means how long the sequence is, so you can do odd time signatures. And I think, yeah, you go up to 16. And you can have it on 16th or 32nd notes. Oops. You can set your swing and your tempo here. Okay, so let's jump over to number 4 here. We'll find ourselves another... back in here and set this to 2 octaves, make it a little easier to work with. I love that really thin pulse width sound when it gets all like... Let's do a quick stretch check. Ooh, M says, I made a list reel that you made in the ether. Oh, was I like listing stuff on stream and you were just like copying down what I said? Hey, J Hunt. Welcome to the stream, buddy. This is Korg Electribe Wave. It's an iOS app. I'm running it on my iPad Pro right now. And it's basically a wavetable groovebox. It has a bunch of different preset wavetables you can use. You cannot bring in your own wavetables, but I think they may add that at some point. But yeah, you get all these different wavetables. Okay, let's go with Cyber Talker. We'll go back out here. And this is the main page. Main synth page. You get 8 different synths. We made 1, 2, 3, and 5 already. Now we're on 4 here. Oh, so this is basically you're seeing it with Ableton right now because I just have it like that in OBS. That's just the iPad is just a scene that I made, which I'm sending from Lightning to HDMI with this Apple adapter. But yeah, it's not actually inside of Ableton right now. That would be cool though. But what you can do, and I talked about a little bit earlier about this, but if you go to this page here, when you want to export your sound or bounce out a pattern or a full song or whatever, and you go to bounce, you can actually bounce a .als file, so you can bring it right into Ableton, which is super nice. Hey, Em, thank you for the bits. Love you. And yeah, so this is great if you want to like sketch out an idea, or if you're on the go and you maybe you don't want to work in the studio. I feel a lot of times like I'm kind of stuck in the studio and I want to get to a different place to be creative. So this is really awesome for that. A lot of the core gaps do this actually, like Core Gadget, you can bounce out ALS, and you can even bounce ALS from the IK oscillator, which is nice. M says, lists make me happy. Cool. I will have to check on that after the stream. Let's just check on our... We're going to save the Ableton set. Save it as... You know what? We're going to save it as that. It'll still be inside the Optic Collab set. Sure. And then maybe we'll even use a lot of these sounds in the Optic Collab. That would be fun. Let's get the coffee check. And maybe we'll use the... Let's do this. We'll use modulation 2 to modulate the mod depth. And maybe we'll get a delay on this one. 2 BPM delay. Ooh, that sounds nice. What is the PC term for retarded these days? I am that when it comes to live looping. Yeah, I don't know. I never understood why the word retarded was, it's just literally a word in the dictionary that means slow. I don't know why that is offensive to anyone. I get it. I'm not going to say it, but, you know. Well, I did just say it, but... Oh, Paul, you're so funny. Or late in French. Yes, okay, yeah. Like retardando, it's a musical term also. So it's like developmentally disabled. I don't know. Sometimes the new words they come up with sound worse than the old ones to me. Then someone's going to come along and say like, well, developmentally disabled is, or developmentally challenged is not nice either. And then they just keep just keep changing the word, but it means the same thing. And it's really just to appease people who complain about it. They're abled. That's interesting. Oh, they're abled. Yeah, it's like, that's the thing. It's like, what is language? It's just mouth sounds. It just keeps evolving. It's never going to stop evolving. Yeah, I'm not hurling insults. Dude, coffee tables. The typos are incredible. Okay, so let's keep going with this. And we're going to go... Now I have to start the recording again. Over meow. Playing, we'll record. One thing I love about iOS stuff and like touchscreen is that if you can use like all your fingers to make movements at once. If you're good, if you're like really nimble. So you could kind of be turning like maybe 4 or 5 knobs at once on one hand. I only see a missing space or two. I'm literally working on my mechanical keyboard as we speak. Okay. I'm just fucking with you because maybe it's when you're on mobile. There's a lot of typos. But I can't find the bag of rotary knobs. The bag? And maybe we'll set, instead of oscillator mod depth, we'll do IFX1 edit. So we'll be modulating the delay time. That's nice. Long nails, shallow keys. We'll trim those nails, buddy. Ooh, chroma caps. Dude, I love chroma caps. I don't actually own any, but I do have cooler caps, which are kind of similar. And I actually ended up getting, let's see, a bunch of these. I actually replaced all of the knobs on one of my Launch Control XLs with these, but these are like the thin ones, which are nice because if you use these, you can get your fingers in between all the knobs easier. Right now I also have some of the fat ones. I would highly recommend these to anyone who wants like some nice knob caps. There's this thin one and the fat one. They're super nice, and if you have trouble getting your fingers in between knobs sometimes because the knobs are too close together, or you have fat fingers like me, or like long stupid alien fingers like me, like get the thin ones because then you can fit better. And they're kind of rubberized. Yeah, they're definitely rubberized. They're very nice. They feel nice. They make a bunch of different ones, all different colors. You can get them with a white stripe or a black stripe. Non-working fingers. I don't think they're on DJ Tech Tools. They're on, I think it's Coolor caps. Not Cooler, but Coolor. Yeah, like that. They're nice. They even send you the little things to like pry the knobs off with. Like it's a little lever you get underneath and you pop them out. Oh, and then another thing we could do, once you kind of use up everything on the main panel and you want to add more to a sound, you can kind of use the master effects too. So if you go to mixer and then over here, you get pretty much all the same effects here, but you can double them up now because you got a master effect. You say the X1 has something like those. Lush. Yeah, they are lush. They feel nice. I'll probably need some for my rotary encoders. Hell yeah. Yeah, they make ones that don't have any marking on them either. Which I actually have on the hardware Electribe here. I have one of those. It's like an even fatter version that's for an endless encoder. It doesn't have any like stripe on it. Yeah, I need to find of this 45% with full knobbage. Knobbage, yeah. Okay, so let's see. We got all these master effects too. Maybe like a ensemble. Okay, so once you set your sound, we're on synth 4. So we want to go here, and it's set on MFX, so it's on already by default. Flanger. Pump. It's pretty cool. You see, I think my keyboard touchpad is occasionally. I'm just going to read them as with the devos. Highlighting things without my consent and I end up typing over my own words. Oh, interesting. Yes, you know what? I've had that too, where I'm typing and then I go to look at something and my cursor went to the middle of the sentence. It like jumped back. So I'm like, oh, I must have accidentally hit my touchpad. Hydration check. We'll also get that coffee check. Posture check and stretch. Actually, I'm doing the standing thing today. But doing it this way means I have to be looking down like this, so my neck is always looking down. Okay, so let's keep going with this. Let's try a different, maybe even a nice room reverb. Of course, you got your classic decimator or bit crusher. So let's go back to the sound page. And we'll save again. So now we have 5 different synths we made already. Save. Overwrite this one. And we'll go back. We'll make another sound. Let's actually go back and let's listen to what we made already. So that was 1. Now we got synth 2. One's a little bit more tame than the previous. So then we got 3. But also, let's turn off the MFX. So we're going to use them later. Pretty nice. Coffee Table Sex says, Logitech is my go-to brand if I buy and I want to work, and I want it to work. Otherwise, I'm building from scratch, yeah. I do have a Logitech wireless, like Bluetooth kind of deal, which is nice, but I've actually ended up just using the touchpad and on my laptop and the 2 buttons. Ooh, what is this? What are you sending us here, Coffee Tables? Oh, that's going to be, okay. I'm not going to even, I guess I'll look at it. Let's see what this is. Oh, wow. Holy shit. Look at that. It's like a super mini keyboard. Dude. I have looked into, there are some like specialty keyboards. What I was looking at is like a long row of keyboard buttons that I could mount on the top of my keyboard on my live rig, on top of my 49 key keyboard, to use as like extra MIDI buttons, and then I would just use MIDI translator to turn those keystrokes into MIDI. That would be fun. I'm always looking for more ways to like add functionality to this live rig and have everything still fit within the space. Because like I still need to be able to close the lid of it and like use it as a suitcase, which is kind of what it's meant for. I spent more than $100 on just keycaps. Wow. Okay, so let's keep going with this. Teensy microcontroller. Oh, a Teensy. That's like a Raspberry Pi kind of thing, right? That was synth 3. Then we got synth 4. And that's the one we just did. Korg microcontroller. Oh, like the Nano? I know there's like a Nano keys and a Nano pad. I do actually have one of the old Nano keys with the plastic keys, not the newer ones that have the rubberized keys, but one of the keys broke, and I was like, I'll probably never use it. The thing is, like, I only have about 1.5 inches maybe of space in which to actually make it fit, and it would also have to be like less than 1 inch tall. Which is not, yeah, I guess the Korg ones are less than that, but they're too wide. I wouldn't be able to fit it. So Teensy is a step above Arduino, but several steps below Raspberry Pi. Okay. Teensy just shows up as default MIDI device over USB. Interesting. Very cool. I have to look into Teensy. Teensy. Ooh, you say, I made a MIDI foot controller for my buddy so he could use Ableton while playing sax. Interesting. Yes, the X keys is the exact thing I was looking at. There's a bunch of different ones where some of them are just a long string of keys, all horizontal. Yeah, there's a ton of different ones. Believe me, I've looked. I'm glad you found the same thing as I did, because that's pretty much, that's what it comes down to. It's either that or like just a regular keyboard. The X keys, they make a bunch of different shit, which looks awesome. Okay, so let's go to synth number 6 now. Back into here. I'll set that to 2. Actually, let's set to 1 octave. And we'll do 2. Up an octave. Let's look what else we got in here. Maybe we'll try something like this. This is like a sort of a squared off dirty sine wave, but then quickly becomes something else. I think this may have been the one I started off with, but we switched it quickly. Yeah, this is just like a bunch of different sounds. Hey, big sister. Pink, 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 pink. Let me catch up on chat here. Switches are $1 a switch or so, plus 20 for the controller. Custom firmware is nice because you can control layers. I'm on a 65% usually, but there's no room. This way I can type from my lap. Man's types from the hip. Kicking names and taking butt. Right on. Good to see you, sis. Welcome to the stream. Today we're looking at Korg Electribe Wave, which is an iOS app. It's a Groovebox wavetable synth thing. Right now we're just kind of going through and making a stack of different sounds. So we have runs up to 6 already. I made 5 sounds. And let's just see where we can go with this. And I keep forgetting to look at my oscilloscope up here, but I'm glad I have that because it's helping me see, if I remember to look at it, what my wave looks like. Let's not do sync. Let's do maybe X mode. Let's get some modulation happening on the wavetable position. nice. Maybe we'll shape that with, let's actually put that on envelope. Maybe we'll go with mono. Sandwich. I would love a sandwich. 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 Oh wait, say I like the GUI. It looks like a synth that Ratchet and Clank would use. That's awesome. Yay, Em, it's lunchtime. Go do your lunch. Come hang out with us. Let's shape this with an effect. Maybe we will do a talking mod. And maybe we'll use the second modulation to do one of the IFX parameters. Maybe we'll shape that a little further with the Master Effects. If you're going to do formant, you got to have some sort of decimation on it. Paul says, got to run off for a bit back in 20. Okay, Paul, have fun out there. Not for another 15 minutes. Oh no, M. Do you ever do a pre-lunch snack? Sis says, I've been putting off going to the grocery store for days because I want to go early in the morning when it's not busy. Dude, I feel that so hard. I went yesterday and it wasn't super busy, but I was like, I really wish there weren't as many people here. Was it yesterday? It was 2 days ago. Anyway, I bought enough food for like 3 weeks, so I don't have to go out again. You won't quite get the full effect of the phaser because again I'm going into Ableton in mono. But oh, 2 bites of granola. I like granola. It's so delicious. Keep going to the grain shifter because it's so nice. But maybe we'll do you know what, I gotta say, I think the grain shifter is my favorite effect in here. We'll do some distortion. I'll switch this off of Xmod onto something else. And I'm not totally sure what narrow does. Sorry. Narrow was the pulse width. Reflect is the one I don't know what it is. You got your sub oscillator. Okay, so let's save again. We got 6 brand new sounds now. Save. Right. Start over again. Get that coffee check. Check. Deep breath check. Let's do some diaphragm breathing, y'all. You ran out of coffee. Oh no. Oh no. Not sure if I want to solve the lunch problem or make more coffee. Well, coffee will fill you up and it'll make you nice and like buzzy. But lunch will be nutrition. You gotta kind of weigh the nutrition versus the caffeine. I tend to go with the caffeine and then I'll just eat later. But right about now is kind of the time when I do want a snack. But I'm going to weigh it. I do think I need to use the restroom again though, so bear with me. I'll be right back. Lunch is the answer, but it feels so good to make bad decisions. Yes, it does. Only to an extent, though. Okay, so let's see what else we got. Ooh, let's go with the unison square. I like that. just about this. Oops. Hey, Brightside, how you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. I'm doing okay. We're hanging in there. Today we're looking at Korg Electribe Wave, which is a wavetable groovebox on iOS. Oh, can someone do the Brightside command for me, please? You know what, I'll do it. Gotta give shout-outs. What up? Hey, Brightside, thanks for the resub, man. Appreciate you. I love you. Yeah, I was gonna say about with these shapes, this shape here, the like the slope down, it's only a one shot. It doesn't loop, as far as I can tell. The other ones loop. Enough of that. Back to our sounds here. So we're on 7. Finish this one and put some effects on it. Maybe let's try a ring mod. We haven't tried that one yet today. Yeah, grain shifter's just my favorite one. Electricide. You say, are those the Electricide stock drums or whatever it's called? Yeah, so the drums, if you go here, there's a bunch of stock sounds here, but you can also bring your own in. I don't have any in here, but there's a lot of good sounds. And you can also edit them. Like if we're here, and like shorten it, pitch it, reverse it. And you can have a separate IFX, insert effects per sound. you get a lot of wild sounds out of it, but just by messing with the pitch, the reverse, and then I'm not sure what this A and B thing does. I'll have to look into that at some point. Oh, that kind of repeats it, I guess. That's interesting. But yeah, there's a lot of like the classic sounds, like the T8 is an 808 rim shot, the T9 is a 909 rim shot, all that kind of shit. So yeah, they remind me like Skepsist and 2008 dubstep and certain UK dubstep. Yeah, confirmed. Korg Electribe has the put your thing down, flip it and reverse it button. Yeah. EB on a Korg. Yeah, I think, I'm not sure, but it sounded like it was doing a repeat. And there's a ton of sounds. There's even like... Don't call me begging. Full fucking... The worst fucking voice samples ever. Some classic lasers and whatnot. And whatnot. That was actually pretty cool. And I think I have these, I have the MFX on everything. You know what? I'm glad you asked about these drums because I never really went too deep into this. Kai same there, A plus B is just labeled C. Hey, Paul, welcome back. Weekend feast ordered. Did you just order all the pizza and Chinese food in the world? Hey, wow, literally the same knobs. Classic 909 Tom. Gated reverb. that's pretty much the whole drum section. You got the IFX per channel, and then over here you can stack the master effects on if you want. You got the sequencer. And again, I haven't gone too deeply into this because usually what I'll do is kind of just bounce out samples and again, the great thing is you can bounce out ALS files if you actually want to go in and build out a song in here, and then you can bounce an ALS out and just bring it right into Ableton, no problem. Get that coffee check again, y'all. And I think we're kind of winding down here. We went through the entire Electribe Wave app, went through all the features, except for maybe like some of the deeper stuff like the motion sequencing, but basically what you do with that is, let's save this again. And I had one in here, I had the idea that maybe I'd use this to do beat off sounds, but then there's the whole thing of exporting it and bringing it into Ableton, which is going to waste time. Save, oh yeah, save check. Let's also save Ableton because we've been recording all this. And oh yeah, like the original idea today was to maybe work on Optic Collab, but we did this instead. I thought this would be more fun. And this is going to be a new series of like sort of review / sample making sessions. But let's see. I do have the Optic Collab in here. Let's actually take a listen to the last thing that he sent me. Now, like version 4 of this collab. Which is this. Actually, you know what? Let's take a listen to like all of them. This is the original that I sent to Optic. Oh, so Paul, I was kind of just making presets, not really building a song. Oh, you know what? They're not warp. Oops. So that was version 1. That was actually done on a beat battle over on Here Is Damien's channel. I think I have a Damien command in here. Yeah, so if you're not familiar, Damien is a 6-time Grammy-nominated producer who's worked with Bjork and The Prodigy and a bunch of people. So I'd recommend checking that out. And so now we're going to listen to version 2 of the Optic Collab, which was what Optic sent back to me after the first one. And if you're not familiar with what we're doing, we're just sending each other the master bounce. There's no stems, it's just whatever we bounce out on the master channel. And then we use that as the basis as the next thing. And there's the classic cat rap. Oh. And then here's version 3, which is what I made. So I did one, so far I've done 1 and 3, Optic has done 2 and 4, and now I'm up to 5, which I don't know what to do with yet, but here's 3. Thanks, sis. Okay, so that's version 3. I sent that to Optic, and he sent back this one here. So yeah, that's all of that. We have 4 versions so far. And I think now I'm going to listen to this a few more times off stream, and I'm going to come back next week and we'll work on this. Oops. Work on the Optic Collab version 5. Yeah, I just need some more time to like digest this, because these get like, they're very like dense, and like everything is like jam-packed in there. Kick is sweet. Cool. Friggin' jams, yo. I love how you can hear Foss deconstruct and lower, and Optic adding beats and breaks. Yeah. They were each unique. I think my favorite one so far might be this one. He's the favorite of mine. You say, I got a video for you real quick. Okay. What's the video? Is it family friendly? So yeah, let's just hang out now, y'all. I think we're done with Electribe Wave for today, for the day. We went through all the features, most of the features. We made a bunch of sounds. Recorded a bunch of samples, so I think I'll turn this session into a sample pack. Just noises and knobs, family-friendly knobs. Okay. Did you put in the Discord? all this sound right here. That's going to be a sample pack. Knobs for noobs. You know what I just realized too? We've been doing this and I've had my hat on. So I'm not hearing everything exactly as I should be hearing it. It's downloading, okay. Cool, so how's everyone doing out there? Let's get that stretch. And then we're over 2 hours now, y'all. I think that's going to be it for today. After we take a look at this video, we're going to find out who we can raid. One didn't want to go onto Discord. Stretch. A little sad and a little hungry. Oh, sis, I feel you on that. I'm definitely both a little of those things. I'm doing pretty good. I've made it through these 2 hours with not too much of a struggle. I've been standing today instead of sitting. That seems to help today. It's different every single day with what I can do to mitigate the pain. But it does seem to be getting better overall. Wow. Big loves. Big loves to you, Em. We're getting there. Made it through 2020. Nothing can stop us now. Sound like you're speaking more from your diaphragm, so that's good. Okay, yes. Yeah, you know what? I'm not getting as vocally fried as I was in the past, I think. I've been doing a lot of breathing exercises. File too large for Discord. It was too powerful. Maybe we'll just take a listen to some of these sounds we made today. That seems like a good idea. Link is too long for Twitch. Thank you for the bits. Oh, what a cute little puppy. When are we going to get our M emote of the little monster? Here, it's on your Facebook. Okay, let's see. Oh, you know what? I have to log in, and I don't know if I remember my password. Let's see. Holy heck. Ooh, yeah. Dude, we need the fucking M emote. Where is it? I gotta find it. You know, I don't see it here yet. I have to refresh, I think. I can't do that right now, though. Ooh, the ARP, yeah. You know what? I can't log into Facebook right now. Fuck this. I'm so done with Facebook. Sorry, coffee tablies. Coffee table sex. It says, I'm going to make a WoW character that's a human healer and name him Armin Van Kuren. But very nice. Non-nom musics. Emotes will be there later. Okay. We went through that part. All these big silences are where I was just flapping my gums. Here we go. Yeah, sometimes these, I'm going to chop out a lot of this, obviously. That was a nice one. Put it into YouTube. Okay, cool. Thank you. Cool. Those might have ended up being some loops. That'll be fun. Oh, wait, hang on 1 second. Let's stop this. Loud noises. There's the SQ1, the sequencer. Very nice. And there's the keyboard we looked at before. Okay, so let's just listen to some more of this while we find someone to raid, y'all. I gotta go eat. Thank you all for joining me. Well, it looks like 5 stars on. We're going to raid 5-star today. It says he's working on an alien bass tune. Thanks, Paul. Have a good one, man. Good to see you around. Yeah, 5-star is on right now. What, has he been on for a while? Thank you, Em. Thank you for the bits. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thank you to everyone. Thanks, Brightside. Thanks, Coffee Table Sex. Who else is in here? Chump Slick was in here earlier. Thanks, Chump. Thanks, Sis. Jay Hunt was here earlier. Thank you, Jay Hunt. And anyone I missed, you know who you are. We love you. Thank you, Sis. Appreciate you. So let's do the raid thing. Raid based by 5-star. Okay, we're going to go. Let's go in there and drop some emotes. And hopefully I have the new M emote, because I want to drop that when we go in there. Thank you, Chum. Hey, Coffee Table Sex, subscribe. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You're the best. I hope you enjoy the show today and in the future. And there's some more sound. Okay, so here we go. We're going to raid 5-star. Once again, thank you, everyone. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for the sub, Coffee Tables. And I will see you on the other side. Worlds are colliding.